Hey guys, okay, so the banks have a couple of initiatives that they are offering, as I'm sure you've heard by now, which is you can defer your personal mortgage payments for up to 6 months. Now, this is the principal and interest, but be careful here because the interest doesn't stop calculating. It just gets added to the principal. Over time, this may really cost you, as we all know the power of compounding. It's been strummed into our heads since junior high. This should really be a last resort. Now, the principal portion of commercial mortgages can be deferred for 6 months, but you still need to make the interest payments. This one isn't the end of the world, although nothing on the principal will be paid down, but desperate times, right? Now, here's food for thought. My banker, and I don't know if all the banks are this way, offered me either the deferral or an automatic 10% increase in my revolving line of credit. Now, I tell you this not because everyone's situation will be the same here, but here's how the conversation went. 10%? That's lame. I need to get through the strain this is going to have on cash flow. So he then volunteered this. He can put forward a request for something more proportional to what's going on. It made me think, before all this, like a lot of people, might have been having a decent year. The banks look at past performance to fill out loan apps. So the moral of the story is be aggressive with your bank. Your accountant will get you whatever you need to put the requests in that the banker needs. So don't be afraid to remind them that all of us are going to remember the folks that helped us through this. Sorry to all my banker friends out there, but it's true. For my Nova Scotia business owners, the announcement Friday outlined the Nova Scotia's contribution to the stimulus package, which includes, amongst other things, a deferral on WCB payments till July and a break on payments for any government loans that you have. So they're also planning to beef up on the small business loan guarantee program, so business owners in urgent need of money can apply for up to $500,000. And if you otherwise wouldn't qualify for loans, the Nova Scotia government will guarantee the first $100,000. So a good reason to open up the dialogue with your banker. Again, your accountant will get whatever the banker needs to get requests and applications put in place. So talk to your banker. The CRA announced how the Wage Subsidy program will be administered, and for those who aren't up to speed on the Wage Subsidy program, the federal government is offering a 10% rebate on gross payroll for any payroll runs between March 18th and June 20th. And for the most part, if you're a small business and have a payroll account that you make regular remittances to and will continue to be paying folks during the period I just mentioned, you can reduce your remittances by multiplying 10% by the total remuneration paid and reducing the provincial and federal income tax line by that amount on the remittance. Now, nothing changes for what you deduct from employees. It's actually really quite simple, but if you need help with the first one, call your accountant or call me. Some more food for thought, and this tip came from my good buddy Jonathan Lewis over at Eastport Financial, who, by the way, is absolutely aggressively taking the bull by the horns on this with his clients, but he always does, so there's nothing new there. So like many folks, he got caught in the crossfire of this thing while traveling, and Trudeau made the comment last Monday, March 16th, that the government would help with costs for Canadians to get home.
Canadian travelers should return to Canada via commercial means while it is still possible to do so. Let me be clear. If you're abroad, it's time for you to come home. Our government will set up a support program for Canadians who need to get on a plane. Canadian travelers will be able to get financial assistance to help them with the costs of returning home or temporarily covering their basic needs while they wait to come back to Canada.
Now, I don't yet know how the CRA plans to administer this, and if anyone knows, please leave a comment or email. But be mindful and on the lookout for this if you were in that position. Put your travel receipts in a safe place and give your MP a call and ask how, rubber will hit the road on this one. Now, it's time for battening down the hatches. Go through last year's general ledger line by line and identify anything that's non-essential. So right now we live in an age of subscriptions, and after I know we went through our expenses, I was able to save a couple $100s per month in non-essential subscriptions. It's not forever, we're just preparing for the tough times ahead. and it all adds up. So just remember, you still need to get your taxes done, and if you need some leeway with your accountant, talk to them, but cutting your accountant is never a good idea. This is wartime, and as I've said many times before, you've got to keep your friends close, but your accountant closer. Now, I would highly recommend preparing what we call a Proforma cash flow statement. This is a projected statement of your inflows and outflows over the next 12 months. Do it in Excel so that you can play with different best and worst case scenarios. And I know it might seem like something you would rather not deal with right now, but I can't overestimate how important it is that you can visualize the next 12 months. First off, it will allow you to true up or adjust for the ever-changing environment we're living in. It actually won't take you near as long as you think, and your accountant can get you started. And if they are too busy right now, give me a call. I will get you started and give you some homework. This will either make you feel slightly better or worse. But here's the thing. You're going to have a better idea of the level of action you need to take to this thing to get us through this war. And if you think you need to ante up your actions by 4 times, you actually need to do it by 10. That's it. Stay tuned for more updates, and please share this with anyone you know in need.